Hi, this is Cindy Casita. Welcome back to our channel. Well, today we're going to talk about my top 10 things that I want to keep you from doing as a new agent, or maybe you're a seasoned agent and these are a few things that you've forgotten about. So I think these are really good, helpful hints for you to follow, and just some things that you might not remember to do. And I might have a little secret one toward the end that is an extra one. So let's start off with getting your listings too far from your home base. Now I know as new agents we were like, oh, I want to make my numbers. We'd go to team meetings and they would talk about 2 million, 5 million, 10 million. We're like, where are we going to find this business? We want to do that. And we slowly built up to 24 million. But it's just getting started one step at a time. And so you kind of want to keep your listings as close to your base as possible because you want to really overlove on them. You want to make sure the sellers are informed and that you're not having to run out, because I have a property that's not more than 5 minutes from us. And just this weekend, one of the listing guys that went to look through the property, a buyer's agent, went through the property and he called me back and said, what are these big, huge chunks of concrete on the patio? What happened there? And it smells like someone cooked fish in here. I'm like, oh my gracious, it's just been cleaned. So, thank goodness I jumped in my car, 5 minutes on there, and I went in. It didn't smell like fish, it smelled like cleaning products. The cleaning people had just been there. And there was an imperfection in the patio. And so I took a picture and I sent it over to the seller, and he said, oh, we'll get that taken care of. Done. So, if that was an hour away, I don't know if I'd want to go over there, but this way you can service your listings and your sellers go, wow, they jumped right in the car and went and looked after it. So, be sure and keep it close to home for a while until you get a team built up, or unless you have, a partner. And, thank goodness for our partners, but our partners don't have to be selling agents. They can just be support staff for us. So remember, stay close to home at first with your listings so you can service them. Number 2, don't join too many clubs and groups and organizations. You're being busy to be busy. And you go, oh, I'm a realtor, I'm so busy. Well, no, you're not. You're just fillers. So make sure you join things that will either feed your soul, if it's a charity type thing, or can get you business. Remember those meet and greet groups where there's only one realtor in there and one insurance guy, one concrete guy, one roofer in there? I have not found those to be very good for business. I mean, it's good to get to know the people and maybe they'll think about you when they have people, but I haven't found that to be very good for real estate. So, limit how many things you go to, because I know agents and they're constantly busy and they're selling 2 million a year. I mean, come on, y'all can do so much better than that. You could do that in your sleep. So don't join too many things. Just because your brokerage, no matter where you are, says, oh, you need to go to these 2 conventions every year, and you need to go to this convention in Orlando, you need to do this, take it with a grain of salt. Yes, they want your business to grow because they want you to make money. But are they supporting their own pockets sometimes, you feel like? The conventions are very bedazzling. You go into the convention center and there's all kinds of ways to spend your money. So you got to be aware that these are not all shiny objects that need to be looked at. So, I would go to 1 or 2 in several years. Don't feel like you have to do all their training every year. You got to go 10, 12 times to get all this good information. I don't know about that. So, just if it works out for you, sometimes it's close to you and you can drive to it. But it gets so expensive when you're paying $300 and $400 a night and you're having to pay $250 to get into the convention, and then they want you to spend your money in the convention center. Now, we did learn things. We did get to see speakers that we never would have gotten to see before. So it was a learning experience. But, I don't think you need it every year. I think you need to build your business, and it'll help you get some pillars, but you don't need all the fancy cards and the pens and the notebooks and all that kind of stuff. You just don't need it. So we did make the mistake one year doing too much, and we regretted it. It came out of our pocket because, our listings and our commissions on a up and down basis. And so you want to get that steady flow up. But, sometimes it kind of does take a downturn. So, save your money. Keep your money in your pocket. Another mistake is that people don't close up a listing properly. Now, when you go to show a property and you get into the property, you turn all the lights on, you open the sliders so they can see the beautiful beach, and you turn all the lights in the kitchen and turn on that closet light and open those doors up so they can see the air conditioner. Well, be sure you leave it like you found it. And if all the lights are on already, the listing agent, thank goodness, has come and done that for you. You might want to text her and say, do you want me to turn all the lights off and close it up before I leave? And they will appreciate you. Because believe me, when you go and write an offer on that property or another property they own, they're going to remember. If you leave doors unlocked and you leave it a mess, or they've gone to the restroom or whatever, they remember. I remember when agents come through, because when I get offers on my listing, I look at who the agent is and I know what kind of agent I'm dealing with. So be sure and lock it up, make it as pretty as when you left it, close the drapes if the drapes are on, if the storm shutters were up, close those down. Do everything that the listing agent would expect you to do. Put the key back in the lockbox. Now that's one that people don't do, is so when you go to the listing, be sure and put the key back in the lockbox, because it is imperative that someone else get in it. If it's an electronic lockbox, they'll know you have been there. So be sure and put the key back in. What I usually do, if it's electronic, I leave the tray on the outside of the car, the key, and I leave the key in the door. I don't want to put it in my pocket and walk away and forget to put it in there. So be sure and leave the key back in the lockbox. Don't give out door codes to buyers, especially when we were in the short sale market. They had a lot of cheap lockboxes that are coded, and if you just know it's not a great buyer, you're like, oh, here's the code, just go by and look at it and see if you like it or not. Don't do that. We are professionals. We take our buyers there, we show a property to them. You have to watch out though on some of these listings are kind of creepy when it's a short sale, but just don't give out the code. Protect it. It's something very precious, and this is why I like the electronic lock boxes. I do not want my codes given out, and people will do it. There are some bad agents out there, so don't do that. Don't be late. Don't be late for anything. Don't be late for appointments. Don't be late for listings. Don't be late for office meetings. Just don't be late. Be 5-10 minutes early. Be able to sit down, take a breath, and be ready for whatever you're there for. So don't be late. Don't be running by the seat of your pants. Just get there on time, and 10 minutes early is perfect. So don't be late. Don't dress like you have just rolled out of bed. Now, we are in a resort area. We're at the beach, and agents tend to dress down or dress like the customers because they're coming in, with shorts, t-shirts, whatever on. No, we're the professionals. We dress nice. Now, you don't have to wear a 3-piece suit or a tie if you're a man. There's some agents down here, and they're known for their really spiffy dress, a bow tie. But, you don't have to do that. But be nice and neat. Have your clothes clean. Don't look like you've just pulled it out of wad of dirty clothes. Have on shoes. I've seen agents come with torn tennis shoes, jeans with torn knees. I know that may be popular, but that is not professional. Put on some white jeans, white slacks. Don't come in your tennis shoes unless you got a foot problem. Dress appropriately for your profession. So, just please don't. I've had agents roll up and go, oh, I just came off the beach when you called me. Well, that's so not professional. Just dress the part, and they will appreciate it. They'll know that you're a professional, and you might know what you're doing. So dress professionally. All right. Don't forget to put people in your database. People start, that's why I have my spiral notebook. Put them in there. Make sure they've gone from there and then to your database. Check it off in your notebook. You've done it. I put them in the database. You don't want to lose contact with these people. They'll call you back later and they go, this is Joe. Remember when you took us out 9 months ago? And you're like, Joe. So you'd have your database, have it by the phone number, have it by the name so that you can look it up. Because I tell you what, it sure helps. I had a customer call, and we had sold him a condo a couple of years ago, and thank goodness there were good notes in there, and we found out, and because she was saying her brother owned a unit near us, and I'm thinking, your brother? I don't remember that. And so I looked it up, and sure enough, there were good notes that the brother had bought over at Crescent Beach Club, and she goes, I don't like that one. I'm like, okay. And she says, I think the building is like orange. Well, actually, it's pink. So, you know, I was kind of going, orange, orange, orange. So that way you can look it up, and I saw that her husband had been looking, and the price point she was asking for is not something they're comfortable with. I know from the notes. So, you know, you just, that way you're a little more educated. You got a little bit more ammunition in the back of your head. You can kind of, you know, call them on it. Say, you know, you were, before we're comfortable with this price point, are you sure you want to be up there or down there? You know, this is where the market is. And so, and that makes you look more professional. So be sure and put them in your database. So one, that you can do touch programs with them. You can put them on a search, and that way they don't forget you. So that's important, very important. Do not forget to return phone calls and emails. Doing it 2 or 3 days later, we've lost a listing way back when we got busy and I forgot to return an email. I lost a good listing, and I was like, I'll never do that again. I was in that filing cabinet. I'll never do that again. Return your phone calls. And some people say, oh, I only return my phone calls between 1 and 3. Well, you know, not everybody works on your schedule. There's people in different time zones. There's just, don't do that. Return your phone calls, return your emails, and don't make it be a rote kind of thing. Make it really heartwarming. I am so glad you emailed. Thank you so much for taking the time to do that. And here's the answer to your question, or yes, I can make an appointment for you. So just, you know, be nice, but return your phone calls and your emails. Don't just text and say, I was returning your call. That's not returning the call. That's texting. So be sure and return the actual phone call. All right, number 10, sorry. Forgetting to check in with your listings. Now, when you have listings and you don't have any activity, it's so hard to make that phone call and go, I don't have any activity. Well, our market right now in the 55 plus community is a little slow, and we've got 5 times the listings that we normally have. And so what I do, because I don't have anything to say, there's nothing coming in, I kind of give them a recap of the week. There were 3 new listings, there were 2 go pending, this is how many closed, this is the price point that was closing, just to kind of keep them updated. And it kind of helps you when you want to do a price reduction, because they've been hearing the data. It's not a surprise. They've been hearing the data. So, you know, just stay in touch with them. They have picked you as their agent for a reason, and you don't want to disappoint. You want to promise, but do more than what you promise. That's it. So be sure and do that. All right, number 11 is one of the ones that is probably a little bit of a surprise, is don't let your listing expire. When it's getting close, go ahead and renew it so you can change it in the MLS, because you know what happens. If it expires, there is 1 million phone calls to your seller. Oh, pick me, pick me. Oh, I can sell it for more than that. Oh, I can get it done in 30 days. Oh, we have a guaranteed buyer for you. All the stories, and that gets in their head, and it's just not good. So go on and let it renew through the MLS so that it doesn't expire, because once it hits that expired list, you know, you may not get it back. So go ahead and let them know that it's coming up, and, you know, are you going to do anything different? What are you going to do better? Whatever it is, just help them get it sold. So if you want a few more hints, I got 3 or 4 more. Be sure and click the link below, and it'll take you to our website, and you can download the list. It'll be all the things I've talked about today, and that way you'll have a reference list of things not to do as a new agent. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. If you're looking to be a better agent, or you're a new agent getting into the business, you might want to look at a couple of these new videos that we have that will help you on that process. I want to thank you for watching. If you liked what we're saying, please like and subscribe. Look forward to talking to you again.